Yeah, we did. We were the same record last week. We did go over it.
No, we didn't.
We did?
No. Were we the same record?
Oh, we were both 11-4. We didn't do this week.
Right. I think you might have. I think you might have been.
Hey, there you are. You're there. Welcome back to the Sack, boys and girls. Hello. It is a, what do we call this? It's Friday. What do we call this one?
Freestyle Friday.
Freestyle Friday night.
Freestyle Friday. Here
in the Sack. Not a bad day. Overcast, but pleasant. Got my Halloween lights fixed. Because a fuse blew, as you know. So anyway, yeah, down there half the tree went out, and then.
How did they know that?
They knew about the Halloween lights, didn't they? We didn't tell them?
No.
You know what? We'll take a picture of it so you can see it.
You're burying the lead here.
Anyway, the lead is it is Frothel Freaky Freestyle Friday here in the Sack, and we are in the Halloween season, and we have a special guest returning from the summer. I was going to get to him. Why couldn't you just let me do my thing?
You're burying the lead.
I'm not burying the lead. He's not the lead.
Oh, I'm the lead.
He's a guest speaker.
I mean,
But does he get the lead?
He's a rare guest speaker.
That's true. But at least,
first time.
Yeah. Since the summer.
In the Sack.
Yeah, in the Sack.
In the Sack.
Or recording in the Sack.
Right.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, this is my younger brother from a very adjacent mother. This is Pete Migliaccio. You people up in the Northern Territory know him well. You usually find him in any one of the 5,000 marijuana distributor stores within a mile of his house.
Allegedly. Don't know what he's talking about. That's all alleged.
It's not true.
It's not true. Well, you can't be in 5,000 places at once.
Just because you saw it on the internet.
If you didn't see it, did it actually happen?
No.
Probably not.
So welcome back to the Sack. This is IDD for those of you in the know. I don't disagree. For those of you just discovering fire, that is the redoubtable one himself, Tom Izzo, the highly questionable RJ Miliaccio. Segment 1 with my brother back in the Izzy. NFL Week 5 is upon us. We'll do the picks later on in this segment, but we'll start with a brief recap. My younger brother, as you know, to my ad nauseum, that he's a part of those disgusting, nauseating, most miserable fan base in America, the Dallas Cowboys. So Tom, because he doesn't have a horse in this race, like, hey, you know, just let him come on and ride your little bit. Just
let him giddy up. Giddy up, partner.
Giddy up. Woo! On that 33 bum blasting his team laid at the hand of your listless, gutless, heartless Patriots. I should say, wait, back up. Coachless Patriots.
I was doing the
or
bull
is it GMless? Whatever.
Working it.
So,
well, I mean, you know.
Well, coaches, didn't they have the great Bill Belichick? Isn't he the all-time greatest coach?
Okay, I've been one.
I'm from Boston. That's what they say.
I've been one that has said that.
I think he was also one.
Tell him, America. Tell him.
Until I started listening to this big mouth, because he's actually right about some things.
Yeah.
When it comes to Bill Belichick, you are.
It's Belichick.
Belichick. Yes, but the group text. Here's the thing: when the Pats get a bum blasting, we know to kind of give RJ his space. We give him a little bit. Yeah. Not as much as he gives out, usually.
Oh, no.
Right?
Not even close.
When was the last time I gave someone shit about a bum blast?
You can get bad sometimes. I can't.
The only guy I lambasted was Chris last year when he called me out at 3-6 going, is it over for RJ? And then I won 4 in a row. And then in week 5 I beat him by 85.
I'm talking about professional games.
Oh.
Like, if the Giants lose, you will post a rant shitting all over the Giants.
You know what?
Not before you.
And I'm... yes, you do sometimes.
You know what the beautiful thing was, though, about this particular ransacking, if you will?
What?
Was that I was up in New England, surrounded by New Englanders, all of, talking about their beautiful Bill Belichick and Tom Brady and how wonderful it was for all the years and years and years. No, we'd never cheat. Nothing like that ever happened. It's all sweet. It's all gold and roses in New England.
Sounds like a sour grapes, doesn't it,
America?
And
then the game started, and
the better team.
And it wasn't a nail in the coffin. It was literally a sledgehammer knocking the coffin through the dirt into the grave. It was that bad.
And 1-3, huh?
There was that. Well, not because of just the absolute beating that they took. I mean, it was 38-3 in the third quarter.
Yeah.
In the third quarter.
What'd you call him again?
The greatest coach of all time.
And then, even at 31-3, the greatest coach ever, the guy who's a step ahead of America, decided to take out his quarterback just to show him up. But what he really should have done was take out his best defensive player. But no, because he had to let his ego get the best of him and stop thinking, instead of thinking for the team, he left Matt Judon out there. Now Matt Judon's done.
And
in a game that was over.
And I will say
there's
this.
no other reason to leave him out there if you take Mac Jones up, unless you're trying to show Mac Jones up.
I heard
Make a scene.
I heard his last show, and everything he said was 100% true about the Patriots. What I was a little disappointed in was the lack of just anything for the Cowboys. He didn't mention.
That's funny.
He didn't mention.
No one else in America complained about that.
He didn't even
Many
mention.
America was grateful.
He didn't mention Micah
dickheads.
Parsons. He didn't even mention Micah Parsons, who is literally, he might be, it's Halloween.
Finest shows, William Thomas.
It's Halloween. He might be the scariest man in the world at this point. That's how dominant he was in that game. And he didn't even get to hit him. It was all the other guys on Dallas because they had 3 guys that were trying to block him.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for New England, their offensive line is not good. I do not blame Mac Jones for this at all, actually.
24th in the NFL in rushing.
I know.
Right.
They're one behind you.
They're behind us?
They're worse.
No.
You're 23rd. We're 24th.
I thought we were like 28th.
No, you're 23rd.
There's worse O-lines than the Giants.
And
Run
the thing
blocking.
is, in defense,
Pass blocking? No.
I will once again defend. I will defend the Patriots in that they have definitely played a tough schedule defensively. Every team they played, even the Jets,
They played 3 of the top. But the Jets are top
the
5
defense.
They played against some shit offenses, though.
True, but I mean, you played against Philly's D and offense.
Philly,
Philly's
Miami,
D,
and Dallas.
Oh, God.
Miami
offenses
and
are-
Sorry, only Jets.
Only
the
the
Jets were
Jets.
the only
They
really
only
bad
win.
offense.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah,
played.
they're 3 in the top 10.
They played some heavy hitters, so I'm not gonna abuse the Patriots on that game. I felt bad because the minute I heard that, the minute I saw what Dallas was capable of with his pass rush this year, I thought they'd be good because Micah Parsons was good last year. But then when I saw what they did to the Giants, and I was like, "Whoa, what is going on?"
But see,
Dallas?
I couldn't judge it off that because
I couldn't because it was only
because
one
the
game.
Giants have come up small against teams like that.
Yes,
For a long
recently
time.
and for a while.
yeah, but I never expected.
Well, so have the Pats lately.
But I didn't think they would do that.
Because
to
Tom
the
But
Brady's
that was
gone.
like, but don't forget, the reason I'm bringing up, I'm not picking on the Giants for not being good this year. It's not that. It's they got ransacked by a division rival. It was a blowout, and it wasn't because
Giants didn't move.
it was because once again the offensive line, Micah Parsons ripped through that offensive line, and it made the other Dallas guys
After
all
that
benefit
first
from it.
drive, what the hell happened? Dallas made one adjustment and that was it.
Yeah, but
Dude, it's just like what happened against the Seahawks the other night.
yeah, but it's just like it is with every Dallas has loaded up on talent. I mean, everyone thought because they lost, and he is a good player, Diggs. The guy who came in behind him had 6 picks last year.
How come they can draft everyone on both sides of the ball? Bill Belichick can't.
That's my point. They have depth.
Every guy they draft is good.
They
Yeah.
have depth at
How
every
come
single.
Bill
They even have
Belichick
Trey
can't do
Lance. as
I mean,
a backup.
technically,
Yeah, I
the
missed
salary
on that
cap.
guy Gregory. What was his name? Randy Gregory.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
that guy.
but
that
he
just-
just
Didn't he have
got.
something? Didn't he have like mental health issues?
well, he was in Denver, and now I think Denver turned him
They
loose.
just
They
let
traded
him.
him to somebody.
They just let him loose too.
Yeah.
Somebody picked him up.
He's like a Chandler Jones in the making, I think.
Yeah. So I
I
mean,
hope not. But
as joyful as it was for me to watch the Patriots get absolutely decimated, it was kind of like
You felt bad for him.
I kind of did. I kind of did.
Let me ask you
he doesn't have
because
Tom Brady anymore.
I felt bad.
When
because-
Tom Brady was around,
because
that never happened.
I don't dislike Mac Jones. I don't. I felt bad
I'm
for him
starting to
because
dislike him.
anybody who has
He's
to,
fighting a losing battle.
anybody who has to come in
His team
and
plays, that's
replace Tom Brady, that's a losing job.
Yeah, that's the worst thing on earth.
No, he's replacing Cam Newton.
That's right.
My bad. My bad. The replacement
Nobody
for
even
Cam
remembers
Newton. I
Cam
forgot
Newton.
about Cam Newton.
Yeah, league MVP.
But let me ask you this: do you think the Cowboys knocked them out? Is it over?
Only because of the injuries that took
Because of
place.
Judon.
If you didn't lose Judon and Gonzalez, I'd say they're fine. Big deal. They get blown up. They'll get past it. You can't replace a guy of Judon's caliber. You don't have a bench guy. There's no one to trade for. No one's going to give you anything.
That was the most
Like
impactful
losing
part
Michael
of that
Parsons.
game. That was the most impactful
It
part
was.
of that
And
game.
also,
and the game was
Gonzalez was great.
He was rookie of the month.
But is he
NFL
gone? Is he gone long term?
He's out for the season.
out for the
Separated
season.
shoulder.
Oh.
Yeah, so they lost two of their
Gonzalez
best
too?
defensive players.
Two best, arguably.
And the thing is, that schedule. I mean, I know it's not. They played a big part, but they still the Dolphins aren't getting weaker. They're still going to play the Bills,
the Dolphins again.
and the Dolphins. So that's why I'm saying
That's
they're
5 losses.
That's why I'm saying they're dead. Not because I don't think they're. I
They'll
don't think
split
they're going
with-
to have like a
They'll
terrible
split with them. I
record.
think they'll beat them both the second time. They'll lose to. I think the Pats will beat them both.
I think that
The Pats are going to split.
I think there's a chance the Patriots.
you think so?
Yeah, because they held those 2 in check and they were missing. They didn't have their 2 cornerbacks.
The problem
I
is.
know, but now they lost Judon. Dude.
They only got 1 pressure in that whole game on him, and they were in that game.
The problem
Judon
with
wasn't even a
You know what
factor.
the problem with the
He
Patriots
got the 1
is, though?
sack, but that was it.
The Patriots are going to hover just above the pick.
I told you, there's going to be a 9-8 team that's going to get in. You watch. Everybody keeps forgetting this. The AFC, everybody has a tough schedule.
I know.
We're all going to beat each other
Same with
up.
the NFC,
I
the
know.
NFC East and the AFC East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying in the AFC, these guys are all look. And by the way,
They're
the
all gonna
NFC.
play the AFC
By the way, the
twice,
NFC
that's
South,
crazy.
which we were laughing at, those two defenses are legit. The
Yeah,
ones
at the
that,
top,
at the top.
Well, you guys also got to remember the one. It's the elephant in the room, and no one ever talks about it, but it's the truth. It really is going to come down to who's the healthiest team at the end.
It always does.
Everyone thinks it's going to be no, because
What I say to you, if you can tell me who's standing in December, I'll tell you who's going to be playing.
Because if I thought Dallas was going to go, if they stayed this team right now, not hurt, I'd be like, yeah, they're going to win the Super Bowl. What happens? The cornerback goes down the very next week. Literally, they lose the cornerback and they get beat by Arizona. And he was the number one corner. I know Gilmore's a defensive player of the year. I'm not trying to. It's comparing apples to apples. But he was that good of a corner.
Yeah.
And that obviously derailed them from that game. That's one player. And
But it's
still
crazy how Diggs went down.
Yeah, but they look good.
But they
They
look
didn't get
fine.
beat through the end. The team
Yeah,
ran
yeah,
for
but
211 yards on. That's how they lost the game.
I know that. But
Diggs shouldn't have had an impact on that.
totally
Front
aware.
seven
But
still
they
front
just
seven.
once again they got caught in them. They got punched in the
Oh,
mouth.
you're talking about in Arizona.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Arizona because that was the game.
But Arizona had been in every game though, and they think they.
And also, in
Arizona's
defense, I don't really want to defend Dallas when they lose to a chump team like that. But they were missing 3 starting linemen, and that doesn't bode well for Dak Prescott. He only threw 1 pick, but it was a bad one.
haven't had 3 starting linemen all season.
Well, that's because
The Giants are down 3 starting linemen going into
You
the
said they were
Dolphins
there.
game. The
Oh.
Giants are about to lose.
Did you?
They might lose worse than Denver.
he's not Paul.
No, really?
That's
Is Saquon gonna play?
They gave up 40 to Dallas.
Is Saquon gonna play?
Dallas's D was insane though. Who are you playing?
Did you see what we just
Miami,
did
Miami.
against? Did you see what we just did against the Seahawks?
Yeah, Miami's
Steve?
Miami's
We scored
D isn't
3
that
points.
good though.
Either is the Seahawks. We scored 3 fucking points on them.
Yeah, but you'll score. You'll score in Miami. You might get. They're gonna give up a lot. I know that, but you'll score in them. They're
I
not
hope
that
you're
good.
Somebody
right.
said they're
I
gonna
hope
drop.
you're right.
Somebody on ESPN said today that they were gonna drop 50 on you.
I don't think they will.
They can run. And
throw.
Tua can throw quick passes.
Yeah, look what the Bills just did to them. The Bills ripped them a new one.
Giants-
The
And
Bills and the
Giants
Patriots
are
held
no-
them in check.
Giants are
The
nowhere.
Patriots
near,
and the Bills held
I
them in
know.
check. They
Giants are
only
nowhere near those teams.
I'm not comparing. I'm just saying the Dolphins aren't the same as that 70-point team. That was a fluke. It happened because Denver didn't. They caught on fire. There was a couple of crazy plays that happened in that game too. They were just like bounce up.
They scored 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, but they were wacky. They were like
They were not. You can't give me 70 points.
They,
Was
they,
wacky.
they blew them out. But they were like 4 of those touchdowns were like off the ground, bump up, catch, run, like a
No.
fumble. They were like fumble
No,
bounce.
they weren't.
They were. And early in that game. You remember the early scores? They happened so quick.
There was
It
a couple turnovers early.
There was. There were turnovers. They scored off defense.
I don't remember if they scored a touchdown, but they
because
did.
I know
No,
because
no,
I had
no.
Tyreek Hill and he didn't even have that big of a game.
Their running backs had 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's my point. They weren't airing it out with Tua Tagovailoa. They were running it in, which
So that's not a fluke. They fucking ran over that team.
Yeah, but they didn't rush for 1,000 yards. My point is, they had short fields. That's how they were running it in.
No, they rushed both. One guy had 200 something rushing yards.
And what did the other guy have?
Over 100.
Did
They
he?
got boat
Yes.
raced.
I didn't know it was
They
that.
had like
many
700 yards.
Hold
off.
on.
Oh, no, I knew
In
they-
that
I knew they-
game,
I know they broke the offensive record.
Tua was 23 of 26 for 309 and 4 touchdown passes.
Okay, and
That's
then
4.
Then you've got the running back Arcane.
A-Chain.
A-Chain.
4, right?
He had, he had 200 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Raheem Moussard had 82 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill didn't have a big game.
Not like normal.
9 for 157.
It seemed like they weren't airing it out. They weren't running. They scored on
Tyreek
defense.
Hill's had-
No defensive scores.
9 for 157. What the fuck? He
He
had a running back.
didn't look at any part of that
Dude,
game.
he had a running back rush for 200
He just pulled a
yards.
fucking Joel.
I know he
He
did.
just pulled a
That's
Joel.
I did.
Joel,
watch
you
it.
better
Every
play
time I
that.
turned it on, how did you watch it?
I watched the highlights.
The offense wasn't really doing anything. It was all wacky
Jimmy
shit.
throws for 300.
He's 70
He
points.
struggled.
300 yards. Wait, hold up. 300 yards passing is 35
Yeah,
points.
what-
Not
They
70.
had 600 yards of offense.
Tom, you
know,
realize at
I
the end of that
know. I'm
game,
saying-
So you had 35 passing and 35
I'm
rushing.
saying, though, the
realize
yards
at the
still
end of that
don't
game,
add up to 70.
Tua only
The
had
Yes, they
touchdowns
do.
do. The yards do.
do you realize at the end of that game, Tua had 3 incompletions,
That's
and he barely scraped 300 yards past. Barely.
Yeah, he did
He had
nothing.
a he had a
They
tough-
weren't airing it out.
quiet day. for
They
him.
weren't.
Those 4
The
touchdowns,
defense was throwing alley
the
oops.
4 touchdowns, any other quarterback would have had 10.
Defense were juggling
Those
interceptions
4
all the way
touchdowns.
down, taking all the yardage from the offense.
Dude, those 4 touchdowns, any other quarterback would have had 10.
Yeah.
He had a rough day.
Dude, Tyreek Hill, dumb shit.
He's been carried today.
Seriously. 9 for what's that? 17 yards to catch.
Yeah.
In what league?
In our league.
He's one of
the problem is my tailback's all the
No, dude, you gave up already.
Nothing. I just got my tailback back. I'm actually this
But
game.
you had Detroit's third string running back against me.
Only because I had a guy literally get called out right before. And I tried to pick up another tailback that got picked up by somebody who had him off wire higher than me.
This
Off the
segment,
wire turned yellow or
this
something.
segment has gone completely off the rails.
It has. Well, that was one of the funniest moments
It
ever.
really was. That's awesome.
All right.
Anyway.
We've talked about the Patriots. We've talked about
The
that.
Cowboys.
Should we look at the games?
We
Pick games?
should, yeah. We should definitely do that. I've got the schedule right here.
I don't feel like typing it up. I always fuck up.
Why don't you just say it on a speaker into a text and send it to yourself? Now we have it twice.
Every time we pick it, I'm going to go, RJ picked the Patriots. Tommy
Yeah.
picked the Cowboys.
Easier than writing it.
Okay, I know, but it's going to be annoying.
Did you?
Actually, that'd be quite funny.
Did you pick the Patriots?
We both did.
Whatever your Giants.
Blame me.
Whatever your Giants.
I thought the Patriots were better than that.
The Patriots should beat the Eagles and the
buying into
Dolphins.
his shit for a while.
You tell me I don't watch a game. Have you watched Michael Parsons? You just imagine he doesn't exist.
Yeah, but the
He
Giants
only
and the Jets.
he practically raped your
The
quarterback.
Giants and the Jets aren't the Eagles and the Dolphins. Fair to say?
Yes.
That's why.
And the Giants have nothing compared to the defense y'all have.
No, the Pats defenses.
No, but on offense, the Patriots are anemic.
Did you see the thing I posted about the Giants' offensive line? It was like
Which
a
one?
Cheeto.
The Cheeto.
Oh,
Dude,
it's Cheeto.
it was
Yeah, I saw the one.
I found that on Twitter.
It's true.
Dude, where do you see the one I got about Mike's team? You both are gonna laugh. You're both gonna laugh.
Mike should be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Where do you see the
And I'll
one?
be like, "I'm sorry."
I'm just waiting for him.
I
to
told
blow
him
it.
you were
because you know what they were saying? Because Baker Mayfield's going off and Deshaun Watson, they went all in on this guy and cut Baker Mayfield loose when he was way more successful. He took him to a second round of the playoffs. He had a better
He
year.
beat the Steelers.
He's
He
like,
knocked
we
the
went
Steelers
all in
out
on
of
this
the
guy.
playoffs with Baker
And
Mayfield.
actually, they were making a Tommy. When all this guy and Baker Mayfield has already taken us to the promised land, we gave one because he played hurt.
That's exactly
The,
what
the Cleveland media is saying.
they were stupid. I thought that was the dumbest.
And then you look what
They were-
Baker's doing down in Tampa. He's playing well.
Baker Mayfield. People may not like him because his whatever. He's a little outspoken or whatnot, but he plays hard. He plays pretty smart.
I
He's
kind
getting
of like
better.
the outspokenness a little bit.
I do too. I like that he was cocky in Cleveland. It helped Cleveland. It made them better.
But
You
the
know,
tough
with
part
the-
is then when you throw a bunch of picks, you look like an asshole.
Yeah, but he doesn't. He's just like any other rookie
I
quarterback.
know,
He came
I
in,
know.
not a lot of great
Listen,
weapons
man,
there.
that year, and they were banged up in the heat. Tell you what.
He
But he was
balls
never,
out.
he was never that good again, though.
Well, because the next year he played with the fucking separated shoulder and everything. He played
Yeah,
through
and
it.
don't
He
forget,
showed- he was trying to
Cleveland-
man up, and instead of us going, you know what, that's the kind of player we love because he'll play hurt, they blasted him. They buried him. And I'm like, look, man,
so is
I would
life
rather
for
have a
quarterback.
quarterback that thinks like that, get me back in there, than just goes, oh, I got a toe in there, I'm not going to play. Maybe
No,
once.
I always like Baker.
I respect that. I
But
respect
that's why.
that.
But that's why you see some guys not play when they're hurt because
Yeah, doesn't.
Yeah, because he
Hey, look at
and Baker
look at
Mayfield,
Isaiah
too.
Thomas for the
You know what?
Celtics.
And I'll tell you,
That didn't work out
you
too
also
well.
went unnoticed about that, at least nationally. Baker Mayfield never went back at them about that.
No, I didn't.
He never blasted them before. He's a class act. He never blasted them about it.
if I
He had everybody going, you know what? You guys
Well,
land
he's
based.
not a buffoon. He doesn't just like.
No,
Yeah, that's
but I'm saying like he could have blasted management. Going, you know what, you motherfuckers? There are athletes that will the second they freaking get a sniffle, they'll play. They won't play. But I'm in there. Do you want to play like me? Who's gonna try and play her? And I do that for you and go there and fight. And this is what, how you treat me. He could have said that, and he'd have been in the right.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
don't forget the.
They went into Pittsburgh and beat Pittsburgh in a playoff game.
Hey, you gotta
They
remember-
had never won in Pittsburgh like that. It was like that was a huge
Hey,
win.
you remember it happened. It even happened up in Boston. It happened to Isaiah Thomas. The guy played his heart out for us.
Yeah,
he played
they-
hurt. He got
he-
52 points in a
Didn't
playoff
he lead
game.
the NBA? No, he
Everybody
was
crushed
second
him.
in scoring.
He was second in scoring.
5-10.
He
What
came
did
in
you-
fifth in MVP
What
voting.
did y'all do to him?
We
Fans
let
crushed him?
He got hurt,
We
and
let
we-
him go, and
we let him go.
we picked up Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie.
And the worst thing is, everyone was for it at the time, and then Kyrie Irving nuked us. He just nuked
I
us.
wasn't
Isaiah
for it.
Thomas was super competitive. He was like that guy.
Dude, he was the
He
second
was.
leading scorer in the NBA. He was 5'10".
We used to call him the king of the fourth
Yeah.
instead of the king of the north because he was that dominant in the fourth
The fourth
quarter.
quarter was ridiculous. He just went to another game.
Hey, don't forget, he was
He was
5'10".
lefty. He was lefty too.
I know.
Fucking
He
badass.
was
5'10". He was second in the NBA at scoring at
That's
5'10".
insane.
Tommy Heinsohn loved him. He used to call him the little guy. Because he was
Tommy
just.
Heinsohn.
You gotta be fucking kidding. Tommy Heinsohn.
He
He has 10 NBA
10 NBA
championships.
8 as a player, 2 as a coach.
I'm sorry.
I guess you didn't watch the games either.
When were they? I was born in 82.
For Christ's sake, half of them are dead.
I didn't see any of Dick Butkus' games either, but I know who he is.
Yeah, I know who he is. He's not talking. He's more famous than Tommy Heinsohn.
No.
Is he really?
No.
Yes.
Don't know about that one.
We asked 100 people in Virginia who Dick Butkus was, who Tommy Heinsohn
In Virginia, they sleep with their sister here. What are you talking about?
Fuck off. It's not West Virginia, you asshole.
That's West Virginia. You should have said that. West Virginia.
That's 100 miles west, man.
Into the mountains. You know why they call it the Mountaineers? The real reason.
Fuck you. There's just as many rednecks up there, and you know it.
I just thought I'd point it out.
Anyway, when did Tommy Heinsohn win these titles?
He was Bill Russell's sidekick.
Dear God.
Yeah, but he averaged 20-something
I'm
rebounds.
not a
20.
history buff.
Dude, he averaged in the finals. He had 3 40-point games.
He's
in the
nasty.
Okay.
And won the same
Okay.
finals.
Allow me.
With
My
those
apologies, Mr. Heinze.
And by the way, he passed away.
He died. Yeah.
Rip.
Rip. Yes.
R.I.P.
He was a great one.
And no, you probably shouldn't know him. He's not as famous as Butkus.
No.
But he is. He's famous.
He's
Like,
famous.
sure.
Basketball
Well, he has
sort
10 titles.
Yeah,
Two as a coach, too.
And he's he
Tommy
he's a
Heinze,
coach.
who the fuck is that?
And also, I know you wouldn't know this because you're not from there, but he's been the voice of the Celtics for
Yeah, he's
years.
been 30 years. He's been their announcer too. Yes.
Okay, all right.
That's
Well,
fine.
I just learned something. Look at that.
And it wasn't your fault for not knowing. You're not from.
Well, that's why I wouldn't know the friggin' Mets 10-year or whatever voice guy either because I don't follow the Mets. Why the hell would I know that?
Well, he's also a Met fan. He's not a.
Yeah, he's our
10-time
10-time champion.
athlete.
The Mets
10-time
only have
World
2 in their whole
Champion.
fucking.
Oh, I remember one of them.
Yeah, Heinsohn's
Yeah.
a big part. Heinsohn's a big part of the Celtic dynasty of those championship rings. But anyway,
So I must say, by the
I
way,
don't know.
I love the Mets pinstripes. I always have.
they're great. Yeah, loyal to the end.
Even though they're disgraced and distraught.
They are distraught and disgraced, but it's a nice jersey.
Dude, do you understand? Let me not bring up baseball. Let's stick with football.
Yes.
If we come on again for a second segment,
Oh, we're coming on again.
the dysfunction is just
Anyway,
deliberate.
so we're gonna get to the picks this week.
Yes.
Pete's gonna also make picks this week, and we'll hold him to it next week. See how he does. And then if he wants to call him in going forward, actually you could do that. You always can get ready. We're on the air.
We do it.
Going forward, so you can have a record. Let's see. So the schedule this week. Let's see
the
here.
Thursday game. I'm assuming we both picked the Bears, didn't we?
In honor of Butkus.
Just
of
kidding.
course.
I would have picked the Commanders.
I definitely would have picked the Commanders. You know something? The only thing that would have made me not pick the Commanders is Butkus dying.
Well, it was funny. Right before the game, I texted him and Joel. Have you seen Joel on the show?
I don't know if I have. No.
So this is when we started doing the 3-piece.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Joel sit there. He's got a shaved head.
In
just
the
like
a-hole
you.
chair?
Yeah, that's the a-hole chair.
You both wear it with.
But so I texted Joel and RJ and I said, any chance the Bears, have an inspired performance because of Butkus? Joel goes, no chance.
Justin Fields went off!
10 minutes into the game, he replies to his own message that says no chance, and he goes, dumb. That was funny as shit.
Look, that's why I know the
He replied to his own text.
I know the Bears are hot
Kudos
garbage.
to you for at least
Yes,
owning it.
yeah,
I know the
Kudos
Bears
to
are
you.
hot garbage, but I got to give them props for at least showing up for Butkus because they killed the Redskins.
Dude.
God,
But I think that shows that the Bears have something.
they do.
Yeah, they
Fields
should have
is-
beat them. They should be 2-8.
Fields is good.
Yeah, they've got something.
They've got
there.
Once again, he's another young quarterback. And a pretty inexperienced offensive line. It's not great. It's not awful. Like as bad. It's not as bad as the Giants or the Patriots' offensive lines, but it's
They
not
played
great.
fucking really good the other night.
Yeah.
Run blocking wise,
They
especially.
look like they had a line.
Yes.
And the tight end Komet's good too. I mean,
Yeah.
TJ Moore. Hi, Bill. Why can't we get players like that, you cheap fuck?
Pretty sure I drafted Christian Watson over DJ Moore in fantasy, and I'll
missed
burn
him.
in hell for that.
I missed him too. You went along. Actually, no. Somebody got him before I got him. I actually
Creekmore got him right after I did.
But anyway,
Creek and Morey?
yeah, Creek
Creek
Moore.
and
Anyway, so we're gonna go through the picks. So yeah, we all agree we all would have picked Washington because
We
we're all
would've
donkeys.
But
so
hold on a second. The Bears winning like that, I'm sorry to cut you off. It does kind of show you that patience must be had.
With the Bears?
With
These
just
quarterbacks.
with teams in general. Because
Oh, I
like
totally
if
agree.
the Bears had lost, everyone would have said it's over.
The problem is with the
They won one game, And now there's hope.
In today's high media, high society, high speed, everything's done. All
High
the fans
fun.
want it now.
Yeah.
They all want it now. They think that you're going to draft a rookie quarterback and be in the Super Bowl next year. Guess what? That it never happens, actually. I think it happened once with Ben Roethlisberger, I think. Came in as a rookie in one. Or
Fucking Brady kind of.
well, no, but he was still on the bench for 4 years.
He was on the bench.
Oh, Brady was on the bench for 4 years.
Three.
No, he was drafted in '99. This was 2 years later.
All right, so either way, though, he was at least 2 years in or whatnot.
Still, the way he just
5 years.
What's
8
He was on the bench for 18 long years.
18.
He was a grown man.
He was a grown man before he was a boy.
He was legal in terms of NFL.
I don't know.
games.
This is a good trivia question. Do we have a rookie NFL quarterback ever to win the Super Bowl?
It's got to be
Ben
Ron.
Roethlisberger.
Was he a
No,
rookie?
He was a
No, the
rookie.
Pats beat him in 2004. He went the next year, 2005.
No, he came.
No,
in, he
in
came in
04
and
they
replaced-
beat us.
He
They're not the
replaced Neil
22 game
O'Donnell.
winning streak,
We
remember?
won our third Super Bowl in 2004.
I know that.
We beat Ben Roethlisberger to get there.
That's right.
So
They
he won
beat
the
us
next
in the
year.
regular season to break that 22-game winning
Yeah,
streak.
because we didn't have Deion Branch and Corey Dillon didn't play.
And
then we
also
kicked
Tyler
out.
Lockett hurt.
Tyler
that game.
Lockett hurt. And yeah, those three played in the second game. We can't, no, they cheated. Like everybody, they cheated.
Oh, that's right.
They
did.
cheated. Yeah, they cheated.
I forgot about
Oh,
that.
they
Yeah,
was
you
cheating.
can't really count that one.
By the way, I love the fact that it's a Cowboy fan of the Steelers that are ones doing all the complaining. You have no idea how beautiful that is, America. They're like, well, he must
Ben
cheat.
Roethlisberger, same age as me, born in 1982.
Well,
6'5", 240. He was a big bastard.
large man, very large.
Two-time
Okay.
Super Bowl champion.
I thought it was 06.
It was
He was only second or third year in, I think, right?
He was young.
2003. He was a rookie quarterback.
Yeah. And they
So I
lost.
don't even know if there has been a rookie
It's at
quarterback.
Super Bowl championship 2003 when he was a rookie.
Buddy, who won the Super Bowl in 2000?
Pretending that I'm right.
Awesome.
You're like, yeah, Brady sat on the bench for 22 years before he got a chance. They had 3 coaching
Why
changes.
won't they give me the fucking years?
Either way, I think Ben Roethlisberger is the closest. Actually, you know,
So
who
that
else
no
is-
rookie's ever done it, huh?
I don't know if that one has.
I don't think one has, to my knowledge.
Some have gotten close, but
I mean,
you're
Staubach might have, but he wasn't really a rookie. He was a 5-year Navy
In
vet.
2006, he became the youngest Super Bowl winning
youngest one,
quarterback
All right, so
And
then
Brady
there
was
has
the
not
one,
been a
yeah.
rookie. I don't believe.
at the age of 23.
23.
Damn, that's young. That might as well be a rookie. Shit.
For real.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
Half the starters now, 5th-year starters.
Yeah,
They're
let's go through
25
these
years old in
games.
college.
So first up, this is in London, the 9:30 tip-off in London. This is a good one though. Jacksonville, Buffalo. That's a decent take. If you
Buffalo.
get 2 teams over in London, well, yeah, Buffalo looking like what they did to the Dolphins. Yeah, that's the obvious.
There's one thing to take into account, though,
What?
and I'm going to pick Buffalo, but
I preface by saying I'm not a
But
complete idiot.
the Jags have now spent a week in London
They've been there for a week.
because they played. No, they've been there for 2.
Who?
The Jags, because they went over and
Yeah,
played
they stayed.
Atlanta,
Yeah.
and I think they went. So like,
So they may be more not as affected by the time change.
right,
in
they
other
could
words.
be more acclimated. That's
Well,
the
they
only
could
thing.
be.
That's the only thing I think that could be in their favor, and that's like their home shit over there.
Yeah, normally
They play multiple games.
I mean, it's a
every
neutral.
year
It's
in
neutral
London.
Sunday. Normally, I would pick this be a pick 'em game, but Jacksonville's offense, something's not right. They're not playing.
Stinks.
Well. They're under.
Isn't Etienne playing pretty well, the tailback?
I don't know, but that offense, they added Calvin really, and then they're not where they should be.
Calvin Ridley had 2 targets the other day.
Yeah, I mean, he
That throws, he dropped him.
2 targets. He caught them both.
But
Yeah,
for the
okay.
talent they have on that offense, they
Got a
should be
touchdown.
better. They should be better.
Well, they were, look at it this way. Last year, he played really well. Trevor Lawrence. Really
He
well.
did.
They played great.
And
And this
you
year, I
thought-
think he's kind of getting that. Is he a sophomore now?
Yeah. Well, no,
no,
this
he's
is
third.
third.
Him and Mac
Yeah.
Jones came in together.
But I think he's going through a little bit of what Mac is, and not the same. I'm not comparing the situations; they're totally different situations. But I think he's feeling a little bit of pressure because he played well, and now it's getting to him. And Jacksonville isn't that good. They're
He
good,
played like-
but they're
He
okay.
played like dog shit in the first half of that playoff game.
Yeah, and then he raged for it.
Raged.
Dude, that comeback was one of the greatest comebacks to play of history.
Yeah, I mean that kid's a great player.
Well, he's
got to be
resilient.
special in this
How many
league.
quarterbacks, and young too, throws 4 picks in the first half? Most guys wouldn't want to come out of the locker room; they'd be pooping their
No,
pants.
but
He
that
goes
kid-
out there and throws 5
I
touchdowns.
would
in the
have
second
been. I
half.
would have been.
Yeah, but we
you know,
all
You
saw-
kind of know. You know
wait,
what kind
we
of
all saw-
confidence you got to have.
Yeah, but we all
Like,
saw
that
him
says
back.
a lot about the kid.
We all saw him back in Clemson. This kid's always
No,
happy.
I'm saying that's something special.
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
why they got
sunshine.
Yeah, sunshine.
Sunshine.
So you look at this way. He's one.
Sunshine.
He's
Sunshine.
not like
Sunshine.
he's
I
like
can dig it.
he's like Joe Burrow.
He
Like,
called me
he
bro.
kind of knew that he was going to be good when he came out. Is what like for example, the guy for the Jets. the guy for the Niners, Trey Lance. These guys, everyone's like, they're going to be good, they might be good. Everyone said, no, Trevor Lawrence is a stud. Everyone said Joe Burrow, he's a stud.
He beat Alabama.
My point exactly.
You
my
go
point,
listen.
And once again,
and at the height of Nick Saban's powers, he beat Alabama.
my point exactly. Trevor Lawrence is the
They beat him
GOAT.
twice.
Yeah.
Clemson beat them twice. He beat them one time. The other time Watson, Deshaun Watson. Was the other
One time he got beat by Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
That's right.
That was it was LSU Clemson.
LSU Clemson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was with was he throwing?
But LSU was way
he,
better.
Was he throwing to Jamar Chase?
Yeah. He had, dude, that LSU receiving core,
Was
go back
amazing.
and look at that receiving core.
It's disgusting.
They're all studs. And by the way, the guy that no one knew about, Jefferson,
Yeah.
is the best fucking receiver
He's the guy
in
in
the NFL
Minnesota,
right
right?
now.
Yeah.
Was Jefferson on that team?
Yeah, he was like the third or fourth receiver. And now he's
I
the
remember
best
when
fucking...
didn't they have Beckham and Landry?
Dude, if you look up that,
Beckham and Jerome,
yeah.
yeah.
that group, and they broke every offensive record in the book.
They know how to grow them now. No.
Fucking in that game,
those guys. I don't think those
Burrow
guys
threw
are the ones.
Burrow threw 7 touchdowns.
Maybe they are actually.
Season of the witch down there.
In that game, Burrow threw 7 touchdown passes.
Well done.
7.
He didn't do that last week.
Yeah, what's going on with those guys?
I don't know. Wait,
He's
then.
got
Hold
a
on. Sorry, so we all like Buffalo.
Yeah.
All right.
But I'm,
Second
just
one.
I'm doing that thing.
No.
You know that.
Are we
that-
going against the
that-
spread?
No, just
No,
Oh,
I'm doing
Buffalo,
that.
definitely.
I'm doing that thing that sportscasters do. That'll go. So I'm going to go with Buffalo, but I mean, look, the Jags win. I wouldn't be shocked by it. You know, it's a
Well,
way
if
to
it's a
get,
pick 'em game, you got to pick somebody.
right. But I'm saying I'm doing the. I'm
It's
kidding.
saying-
No, I'm kidding. The way
You
I
know
threw
something?
out-
Every single baby is cute. That's basically what you just did.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. No, I was throwing out the nugget about the Jaguars being there for 2 weeks, so that if they do win, I'll be like, "See, I told you it was Buffalo."
Ah, I like that.
Setting it up on the back end.
I like that.
But I'm going Buffalo
Yeah. Okay.
in case that bullshit doesn't pan out.
Yeah, because that might.
In case reality sets in.
if Buffalo just stampedes them 38-4, I guess I was right.
Remember, I had Buffalo.
But if if Josh Allen throws 4 picks, they got a chance.
Yeah.
There's always that.
Next game up. This one's interesting too. This has become interesting. The suddenly resurgent Houston Texans are traveling to Atlanta. This is an interesting game.
I like the Texans.
they're
That
playing
quarterback
well.
is playing well. all
CJ
season.
Stroud has gotten better every week. And the thing was, before last week when we said that, if you're going to get Dr. Peppers, that would be super.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
anybody.
I think Dr. Pepper's America. Dr. Pepper's
Okay,
cool.
continue. CJ Stroud.
Anyway, so CJ Stroud has gotten better every single week.
Give that man his
And we were
flowers.
talking about it before the last game. Man, he's gotten better. And then he did it again. Fucking, he's been awesome. They got this receiver, Nico Collins.
Yeah, they can-
That kid's a stud. They got the running back. But what's his name?
You
He's
know what it is though? Because I was
in
talking.
their defense. D'Amico Ryan's the coach. He's a defensive guy. That defense is improved.
But I was talking to Joel.
Did you get 1 or 2?
Oh, I'm sorry. So Joel reminded me that offensive line is they got some high
Dogs.
picks on.
Got some dogs.
Like, remember Laramie Tunsil?
Houston, yeah.
Yeah. Unlike
Well, I
the
mean,
Patriots, a bunch of
You know,
sick.
you know what's funny though about the Texans? This is what makes me laugh about Cleveland. The Texans didn't. I mean, I know they tried to keep Deshaun Watson, but they weren't exactly sad that they left, seeing as he has what he had to pay off
24 women.
24.
Because all those women are lying, America. All
And then
24.
What do the genius Cleveland Browns do? They
I probably don't
They let
know.
go of a young Baker Mayfield. They
If we're
pay this
being
guy
honest, I
$240
probably
million.
don't know. Of all the women I know, I probably know maybe 3 that have told me a lie.
Yeah.
In my
You're kidding yourself. There.
one, and it was one
All
lie.
right, so maybe you're a little naive.
Look, I'm
They
agreeing
all
with you.
lie.
I'm agreeing. No, I'm not
I
saying
met one that told the truth.
every single person on this earth lies.
I didn't say they didn't lie. I'm saying 3 of them. Most of them don't, though. Most of
Every
them.
single person on this earth lies in some form or
Oh,
fashion.
yeah, with
To
political.
themselves,
Yeah.
to others,
This is
to
Tom.
their own God.
Tom's have a seat in the couch moment brought to you by
To
Tom.
themselves. They lie to themselves.
They say things like, "This is the year 28 fucking years in a row."
Okay, so who are y'all going with? Texans or Atlanta?
I'm taking the Texans.
I think the Texans are on a roll.
That kid's playing well.
And the defense, that no one's talking about the defense. The defense went into Jacksonville, held them to 17 points.
So I really want to pick Atlanta, but they're a mess with Desmond Ritter right now.
Yeah.
What is up with that? Is he gonna? Are they gonna bench him if there's nowhere else to go?
I don't
Actually,
know.
there was
no,
a.
they got Heineke on the bench. They should.
Yeah,
fucking
why aren't they
bring
playing
in.
him? He couldn't be worse.
Well, because they drafted Ritter and they made the decision last year. Okay, when Mariota got hurt. Remember Mariota got hurt.
He hasn't. I'm sorry.
And
he
they
just
just
hasn't
bust.
panned out, yeah.
Bust.
Yeah, and then they decided, okay, well, we have this. They drafted him semi-high, not number 1 pick, but he was on the bench. They decided to go with him. they decided not to draft anybody
Yeah.
and stick with this kid. But I think they should go Taylor Heineke.
I think they should too.
They would make the playoffs with Taylor Heineke.
I think with that running game, yeah, Taylor Heineke's a tough kid. I know
Running-
people up here don't think too much of him. But like, you know what, that dude,
He is tough.
He was gritty. He was gutsy. He was a leader. I love him.
Yeah, but the thing is, what's Atlanta's record right now?
The 2-2.
They're 2-2.
So
Do you think
Texas-
Atlanta thinks? Let's be realistic. Do you think Atlanta thinks this is their year?
No.
Probably not, right? So, do you think they're thinking like a lot of these other guys about C.J. Stroud, the kid out of
Ohio State, who's playing for Houston.
yeah, or the other kid out of
You're talking about the kid that's there right now?
Did they draft?
the kid who just won. He plays for USC, the quarterback. He's back.
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
You think a lot of these teams like Atlanta are thinking, our quarterback is not good. Caleb Williams is looking pretty good.
Atlanta's not going to be on the bottom. They're not going to be the worst team in the league.
Well, they're 2-2 right now. I'm saying that this quarterback problem continues and they don't get better. Are they thinking?
just
And
said,
also, don't
"Fuck it."
forget, you got Schroeder Sanders too. You got a couple of guys
Well, I
coming
think it's
out.
Which one's he?
I-
Where
The
is he?
kid for Colorado.
I think
That's
as long
Deion
as you're
Sanders.
in
Oh, Shador.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Said
As long as you're in the playoff race, though, you can't just tank.
I'm
It's
not
German
saying
brother.
just tank, but
If
it's
they
like
fall, look, if they lose the next 4 when they're 2-6, I'll buy that then.
well, you
But
gotta
right now, when
remember,
they're 2-2, and if they win, they're 3-2, and that game's at home.
In that division, too, you got to try to get to the playoffs in
Yeah.
that division.
you do, but how long? I'm just saying, if you're the Atlanta Falcons, this happens to a lot of NFL teams. How long do you want to be stuck in mediocrity? That's the decision you got to make. Because if you don't get a quarterback, or build the offensive line, obviously.
That's where
that's the trick of
where
it.
you talk yourself out of that argument, because
You can build the offensive line.
if they build the team the right way,
Well,
they don't need Caleb Williams.
No.
But 80% of these teams in the league don't build the team the right way.
That's
Because
right.
none of them start with the offensive and defensive lines. Are you kidding me? The highest paid players in the league should be the offensive line because they're the ones who keep the quarterback alive. And your
But the
tailback.
teams do the same thing we do. We fall in love with. Whoa, look at that guy!
I am being honest with
That
you.
guy just ran a 4-2 in
Look at this
boots.
way. Me and him were talking about this on a ride over here, and we always talk about it. One thing I will give Jerry Jones credit for, I don't give him a lot of credit because he's been such a goddamn clown for 20 years, is he's never neglected the line of
how's
scrimmage.
that?
Dallas has always drafted good offensive linemen. They're very good at it. They always do it. The Pittsburgh Steelers always draft good offensive linemen. Certain teams always
Not
have.
really.
They used to. You
Pats
guys
for
used
20
to.
years.
No, we had Dante Scarnecchia.
Yeah,
The best
you
offensive
guys
line
did
coach.
really well at either coaching or drafting with both.
They only
on
had
your
one
offensive
first-round
line.
draft pick, and that whole time it was Logan Mankins. He was the only first lineman the Pats drafted in the first round so far.
Remember when we took Nate Solder from you guys and he became a fucking no good turnstile?
We
Yeah.
fleeced him on that one.
Yeah.
That was payback for the Super
You
Bowl.
didn't
Yeah,
fleece
but-
us. You didn't sign him, and we signed him for
but
like
guys,
$100 million.
answer me this, just about, even about your own teams. Do you really think it's that tough to find like the best offensive lineman, like the best tackle? He's probably the guy playing
It's
for
fucking
Alabama or Ohio
And,
State,
and it's
right?
technique.
Yeah, but I mean, you got
Plus,
to
to be an
figure.
offensive lineman, you got to have a nastiness about you. That's,
Dude, our
'cause
right
you
tackle's
think
from
about-
Alabama. He's not
if you
playing
think
good
about
at all.
who they're going against,
Well, yeah, but was he a high pick though too?
Yeah.
All right, so
First round.
but he might have been a bust too. I'm just saying a lot of these guys, teams, organizations, whoever their drafters are, know how to pick offensive linemen. Some guys just that's what they do. They're good
dude,
at it.
I'd say my favorite part of the week is when Jeff Saturday's on and he does the pancake segment, and these fucking linemen just wipe these fucking people out.
They do.
It's so bad. There was a guy the other day. The lineman fucking turned him around twice. He was trying to get his balance,
You know
and then he
what?
fucking pancaked on at the end.
You know who else did a great
shit's
job?
dirty.
You know who else did a great job?
No, but the play
Drafting
was
their
still
offensive
going
line,
on.
the Eagles. Look at that
Yeah.
offensive line. They're beasts.
O&D. Offensive
Yeah,
line
and defensive line.
Dallas.
Look at the Niners.
The Eagles.
Offensive
The
defensive line.
Niners. Even the Commanders actually are pretty good at that.
And
too.
by the way, I'm not even picking on
Detroit's got a good offensive
I'm not picking on Brock Purdy, but he was literally the last pick in the draft. And they have a great offensive line, and he's playing great behind it. You got to give him credit.
I'm convinced you and I could throw for a couple of touchdowns.
Behind the line, we might be able to.
Christian McCaffrey's behind you.
Yeah, that guy's
Like,
the
I don't see shit here.
yeah, that guy's the point
Debo and
leader,
Ayuk
isn't he?
in the either way, and then you got Kittles in the fucking slot.
Yeah, you got Debo Samuel.
You're
You got
only
Trent Williams on your left
Yeah,
tackle.
you're the greatest left tackle in the modern era is your left tackle.
no, literally.
Fucking ridiculous.
The toughest decision you have is how do I make sure I get them all the ball? Because they're all going to be open. It's like, how do I need more than one football.
Yeah, and that's what's scary about it. They
Oh my
they
God.
rip into these quarterbacks who are young with no weapons and
No
no
weapons
offensive
whatsoever.
line. Like, look how bad they look. I'm
Let's
like,
be honest here. The New England,
You look pretty bad,
Let's be
too.
honest here.
I do that.
The New England
I
Patriots
do that.
don't have one weapon on the level of the four men we just mentioned that all start for the 49ers. The Pats don't have one guy that measures up to them. Not one.
I think
guy.
Dallas
What about Demario Douglas?
I think Dallas's backup tackle.
He's a 6th-round slot receiver, just like Julian Edelman.
He's good. He's not.
Just like Julian.
Look, when that dude, when he catches it, when he has a
just
200-yard receiving, like, okay, then we'll talk. Okay, until then I have to go with the guy with the 200-yard receiving.
You know what's funny? I wish Belichick had been around earlier with the Patriots because he would have drafted. You guys remember that quarterback from Nebraska, Eric Crouch, who ran like a 4.2 40, but he couldn't throw. He just ran the option. He would have turned him into a receiver in the slot.
So all right, so we all got Houston. All right, next one, Carolina at Detroit. Detroit.
Carolina sucks.
Well, no, I would give Carolina a chance if Andy Dalton was playing, but he's not.
Who's quarterbacking them now?
Bryce Young from Alabama.
Who's a rookie?
They drafted him from Alabama.
Yeah.
He was good in Bama, but
He's his
I
third game.
I think Bama's line is better than Carolina.
Probably is. Well, did you know this?
So they better than New England.
So this year, Bama's O-line is not playing that well, but in terms of weight, I think they weigh more than an average NFL line.
Yeah,
They're huge. They're fucking huge.
That's fucking insane.
The only reason they're, you know what's funny? Everyone wants to blame it on Dion. Why Alabama isn't playing well. Georgia's still, they're going for their 3rd title in a row. It's
Why
not
are people blaming Dion?
because he's getting all the, because the whole program, getting all the college kids, you can get them, they can
In
transfer.
the portal.
Everybody can transfer from the
But
portal.
nobody going to Alabama went to Colorado, right?
No, but he can take, if you're a backup at Colorado, it means you can probably start for 80% of the other teams.
No, Alabama.
Alabama.
So go
excuse
play
me.
for Dion
So
at
go
Colorado.
play for Dion, be a stud. If you're a backup
Because
at
they
Colorado.
Get anybody from Alabama?
They
Not
didn't,
yet.
but they
Not
can.
yet. But if Colorado
They can-
goes to
they
a bowl
can
game this year, which
easily.
they're gonna probably, they're gonna. You said the recruiting class next year is probably
Oh, fuck
far
yeah.
better.
You know,
and
good
the
as
portal
well.
will be a
The first win against TCU solidified that
so-
recruiting.
Yeah, and then they beat Nebraska too. I mean, then they came back against
They came back against
They beat
UNC.
Nebraska?
Yeah, they beat
They did.
Nebraska,
They beat 'em.
and then they
Pretty
got
bad,
they got
actually.
croaked by
Second
Oregon,
game
but
of
then
the
they came back against what do you call it?
What was it? Was the third game when
USC.
they played Colorado State?
Yeah, that was the one year that I watched.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Great sports
Yes, it
memory.
really was. So we all got Detroit. Next one, Tennessee and Indianapolis. I can't figure either of these two teams out.
I'm only taking Tennessee
Because-
because Indianapolis is so friggin' injured.
I'm going AR-15.
All right.
Because it's a toss-up.
I think it is.
But
And
you didn't sound like you liked the Colts there.
I said I can't figure out either of these teams.
The only reason I'm taking
They're
I'm taking the
schizophrenic.
Titans
Like
is 'cause
one week they're
Travis
home, and then one week like, what the fuck?
Who?
Henry, tailback
Oh,
for the Titans. Derrick Henry.
Derrick.
Excuse me,
Who's
Travis Henry.
Travis?
He's
Travis.
Call me Henry. First name Derek. What?
Who was Travis?
Didn't he used to be a tight end, Travis Henry?
That name sounds familiar.
He was for the Titans
Yeah.
back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, he was a white dude. Good player. Good player. He was big. He was a
But
lumberjack.
they got Derrick Henry. That's why I'm taking him because that guy's still in beast mode. He's still, and also
Is Richardson gonna play?
that's the other thing. He's
so?
questionable. No, he's
He's
questionable.
questionable?
He'll probably play. But
I thought he
realistically
brought
questionable.
them back last week.
He did.
They
Did
said.
win?
I don't remember if
I don't know if they won, but
Or
they were
did he-
close. They were in the game.
they were in the.
Who was that against?
Hold on.
Was it? Wasn't Jacksonville? Was it? No, Jacksonville was in London.
It was the Colts. NFL scores. Here we go from week 4.
They are pretty skits.
Both of them are. They lost to the Rams 20 in overtime. 20.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Anthony Richardson. Just for the fuck of it.
Because I don't know if he's playing.
Tell you-
If he's not playing,
Yeah, you're right. If he's not playing, they're done.
if he's not playing, they're gonna get killed.
Well, no, they're not gonna get killed because Gardner could.
Gardner Minshew played well. They beat-
Actually, I like Gardner.
Yeah, Gardner could come in and play all right.
you
So
never
I'm
know.
gonna,
You know something? I don't even really. I hate the Titans quarterback.
Brian Tannehill.
That's why
I
we
can't
usually pick
stand.
against
I can't
Tennessee.
I don't know how that motherfucker
But
still
who
had
did
a
they do last
job.
week? Was it the Bengals?
It was.
Yeah,
The
Bengals.
the only problem is that the Bengals are playing like shit.
Dude,
So I mean, I don't know if it's that is not the real Bengals. This is the Bengals from last year.
dude, Tannehill was like 18 for 25, 240, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 3 sacks. Get Henry, 122 yards rushing.
That's why I'm taking Tennessee. Not because I think they're good. I don't. But Henry is good enough to beat Indianapolis at least.
They,
least it
how the
should be.
fuck did they? I mean, Tennessee's defense had what 3? They had 3
Well, they got
sacks.
Vrabel too. He's a decent coach.
He's a good coach, yeah. So I mean, they're 2-2. So yeah, they're schizophrenic though. These teams, it's up, it's down either way.
Richardson's
That's literally-
not questionable.
That's literally the top. Then that's
He's
a,
healthy.
then that
I'm
game's a
gonna go
toss-up.
with the Titans.
I'm going
I mean not the Titans. I mean the Colts because I like the quarterback.
I'll go Titans.
I don't trust Ryan Tannehill.
I don't trust him either, but I trust Henry.
This kid Richardson, when he's healthy, he's explosive, and I like what
He
they're
is.
doing. I like
It's
what the
good.
coach is doing up there.
Yeah.
Next game we've got. Oh boy,
It's Giants Dolphins.
Giants at Miami. I'm going to let Tom decide if he wants to talk about this or not.
It's not even worth
Yeah.
talking about.
I mean,
the Giants are not going to show up because that's what they're good at.
They're afraid of cheetahs.
Yep, they're afraid of cheetahs. They're afraid of dolphins.
they're afraid of dolphins.
There's a
Those
fast cheetah.
spineless,
afraid of
toothless,
fish.
fun-loving, carefree dolphins that just come up and they give you a big smooch. They're afraid of them.
And I'm sure Brian Daboll is going to be walking around the sidelines, shaking his head.
How many?
Another penalty, really?
How many
Another-
tablets?
Yeah, that's your team out there, buddy.
How many tablets does he throw this week?
Hopefully none.
Well, hold on. Let's,
They
all right,
dropped
hold
50 on him?
Let's be realistic, though. First of all, realistic. Have the Giants this year had any good games, in your opinion? At
So
all?
They had
in
one good
every,
half.
every single game,
Yeah.
they have come out sleepwalking.
Okay.
And
62-3 in the first half.
in the second half of the Arizona game in Arizona,
Yeah.
when they were down 20-0 at halftime,
They came
they
in.
woke up in the second half.
Okay.
And they scored 4 touchdowns
Yeah,
and they won the game.
That's when
Right,
Danny
that-
Dimes was on.
Right.
That was the last
For
time
one
Saquon
half,
played.
they haven't run a single offensive play with the lead.
Since then.
Jesus Christ.
No,
Even
they,
then,
they didn't.
Yeah, the whole
It's-
season.
where
Because
is
they
this game?
scored the touchdown and then they were
Not that it matters that much.
it's in
Where is it?
Miami.
It's in Miami too.
They're toasted.
I would,
And Miami's coming off that drubbing.
I
They
would
got
be
drubbed in
shocked.
Buffalo.
I would be shocked if it's a
The worst.
14-point game.
I would be. Too.
I'd be shocked if it's a 2-score game.
It's probably going to be worse than that.
I think
Right.
50,
Yeah.
50 might
28
be. I think
maybe.
50 might be an accurate number.
Yeah, I don't know.
One analyst said they're going to drop
No,
50.
so I think it'll be different because instead of dropping the 70, once they get up 38-0, then they'll just chill.
They did that with fucking Denver. This third unit scored 21 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's just it. I don't think Miami's D is good enough to not run enough.
I'm saying
I think they want to run enough.
I'm
so
just
they
saying
don't
the
have to worry about
Giants'
blowing it.
offense isn't good enough to do it without Saquon. They can't even get a first down.
They're without Saquon. They're without their starting left
Yeah.
tackle, their starting center,
Yeah.
and one of their guards.
Yeah.
It's
It's hopeless.
over.
It's fucking hopeless. I feel bad. The quarterback's going to get killed. He might
they
get
should just run the ball to back
Yeah,
up.
that's-
Fuck it. You're not winning.
You're not winning.
So
And
just don't do
50
anything stupid.
50 with no turnovers, I think, is
I
realistic.
think it's 2 touchdowns.
The Giants are not.
No, I'm going to go.
touching Tua.
Giants are-
Tyreek Hill's going to score at least 2 in this game.
He by himself,
Maybe
will.
3.
Maybe 3.
Well,
Because he didn't really show up last
He
week.
didn't.
dude,
He didn't go over 200.
Mostert could have 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's
All
good.
right, it's gonna be.
So we're all going
Tom.
Dolphins.
Tom,
Yeah.
I might have 2 touchdowns.
No, you son of a bitch.
Anyway, so we're all taking Miami. Next one. All right, this one I don't. All right, New Orleans at New England.
I like the Patriots. I do. The reason I like the Patriots, and I'll be the first
This
one
is
to
their
tell you,
season. They have to win this.
it's not only their season
They
they have
have
to
to
win
win.
it, but also the Patriots fucking need a schedule break, and they finally got one. New Orleans isn't great. I know you can. I know they beat the Jets, and they did because they're not great, but their defense was. This is the first time they're not playing an absolutely.
New Orleans beat who?
No, I'm saying the Patriots beat the Jets.
yeah.
This is the first defense they're playing that isn't absolutely friggin' loaded.
They
They should be.
But they're good though.
they
Yeah, but they're not crazy. They're going to kill Mac Jones the whole game good.
I don't know, dude. That D line is legit.
dude, New Orleans has a very good defense.
So then you guys, are you telling me you're fucked again?
No,
they could be.
no, I didn't say that.
Because you don't have Judon and you don't have
So,
Gonzalez.
that's why.
This is the game where the offense, they have to open it up. They have to try. They have to gamble. I mean, they have to they have to go with the young kids, get them out there. Juju Smith-Schuster should not be getting more targets than this Demario Douglas. Or, by the way, they activated Tyquan Thornton this
I
week.
saw that.
So, I don't give a fuck.
Where's he been?
He was hurt. He was on the pup list. He couldn't play for the first
Oh,
4 weeks.
shit.
So if I'm Bill O'Brien, I'm going, Bill, look it. We're not playing not to lose anymore. We're going to throw all of our fastest people out there and just let this kid fire it. Because honestly, the offensive line stinks. They're 24th in the league in rushing, so they can't fucking line up and blow them off the ball. That ain't going to happen.
I think they're winning.
That ain't going to
I
happen.
think the Patriots
So
gonna
their
win.
Pat's best chance is to go to their passing attack out of the gun and put your fastest fucking people out there and fuck seniority and fuck contracts and just put the most talented people out there and set them up to
Well, guess what?
score.
I will say this. If they lose this week,
It's over.
it's definitely over. That means because they should beat New Orleans. I'm sorry, they should.
If it wasn't
it's at
Derek,
home.
if it wasn't Derek Carr,
That's the other thing. It's fucking Derek Carr.
because this is why I think New Orleans has a chance. Because when I first looked at the game,
Well, they definitely have a
New
chance.
Orleans doesn't have a chance, but Judon's out, and not having a fast defender like that is going to hurt with Kamara.
And the Pats
Then you've
lost their
got
shutdown
Olave.
corner.
You've got Olave deep.
But he
with
hasn't been doing much, has he, this year?
Yeah,
Yes,
he
he
is.
has.
I have him in fantasy.
So who's the other? I'm thinking of Jerry Jeudy. That's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
no,
Denver.
Olave is legit.
He's legit. He's my best.
Now their
receiver.
offense has not got on track yet, but without their
This
corner,
might be a good week.
Without their corner,
Gonzalez
and
was
that
NFL
end,
Defensive Player of the Month as a rookie. The Pats are looking bleak. But this is the
dangerous.
thing. This is where they have to open up the offense. And stop trying to line it up and get 3 yards in a cloud of dust. You're not going to do that against this team. They're 11th in the league in defense. The Pats are 10th. So defensively, they're both still very formidable. And the Pats think if they think they're going to line up and go 3 yards and beat this team, they're not.
See, the thing
They're not
about the
gonna do that.
Patriots, this is why I feel bad for Mac Jones, because bringing in Bill O'Brien was obviously an improvement over what they had.
Yeah.
But it's still not a great improvement. I mean, they're not.
Well, again,
he doesn't
they've
have the
played-
weapons to work
They've
with.
also played 3 of the top 7 or 8 defenses in the league.
I agree,
out of the gate.
but to your point from before,
Actually, 4.
with
The
no-
Jets. The Jets are a top 10 defense.
But
They
to
played
your
4 top 10
But to your point
defenses.
before, though, their friggin' receivers are just terrible.
That's why I keep blasting this fucking overrated piece of shit. How many fucking times he spends all the money on one side of the ball? The defense finishes in the top 10 every fucking year, and they got nothing to show for it.
I know.
When is Dickhead gonna figure it out?
Yeah.
I mean, shit, he's a stat guy, right? He's all about the numbers and
Hey,
the
hey,
stats.
hey,
He's fucking
hey,
some stats for
hey,
you. Your
hey.
team finishes in the top 7. You can't even fucking win a division yet.
Hey, remember this?
Oh,
We're on to New Orleans.
funny, you didn't hear him say that.
I really want to.
No, he did not
You didn't hear him say that, did you?
No, he did not.
Didn't hear him say that.
So I really
He was in
want
the corner going, shit,
Orleans.
you know what we got next week?
I want to pick New Orleans, but Derek Carr just.
He's not doing it.
He's not. Yeah, I don't see him doing it against that.
I think Mac Jones has
I
an
think this
easy
is
game this
defense.
week.
Light up now.
They could score this week. I don't know if they'll light it up because they haven't scored over 20 yet, have they?
Who?
Patriots?
Once.
Once against the Jets, right?
Yep.
That it? So they're not even score. I mean, once again, I know they played all top defenses.
New
I get it.
Orleans lets up 19 points a game. The Pats, thanks to that fucking drubbing last week, it's 24.3. So,
Yeah, last
I don't know. I'm picking the Patriots more out of loyalty. Because to me, thank God it's in Foxborough. If it was down there, no chance in hell. Foxborough, to me, it's a coin flip. So,
You know what I hate about them playing in New England? Only because I have to listen to the media up there all the fucking time. They make it sound like in the media in New England, like the fans are going to come out, not to boo New Orleans, but to lynch Mac Jones. That's how the media talks about it up there.
why?
Because
They're
the media
stupid.
loves to blame the quarterback. Like
Well,
they want to keep harping on that they don't have Tom Brady.
With a face like that, I get it.
I do too.
But
But I mean, Tom Brady's been gone 4 years now.
With a face like that.
Mac Jones' face.
What are you talking about, Cookie Puss?
Oh, I got a beautiful look at his face. You see this face, you want to kiss it. You see Mac Jones on the sideline,
Yeah, you don't
and he
see
just looks like a fucking.
He is like
I've also seen Mac Jones' girlfriend. He's doing all right.
he's a fucking NFL quarterback. If he had another girlfriend, Jesus,
Right. I mean,
there's a hope for
He
him.
was a scab. He was a scab, though. The thing
He
is,
just
though,
reminds me of the dentist kid from the Misfit Island.
He does,
In the
actually.
reindeer, Rudolph.
Holy
cartoon.
shit, he does.
Hermie.
I know who he is.
I want to be a
I
dentist
want to be
instead
a
of an elf.
dentist. He reminds me of the dentist.
Even with the
And
blonde
his
hair?
fucking name is McCorkle.
You with the blonde hair?
Did you know
The
that?
blonde hair kind of.
Did you know that his name is McCorkle Jones?
That's his real name?
Matthew McCorkle Jones.
Matthew McCorkle's his middle name.
Oh, fuck.
That's what they call him, Mac.
Mac
And I told him that has a
McCorkle.
I think that he'd be better if they called him McCorkle.
You know what?
I think he'd play better.
I agree. McCorkle's like a historic name, like during the Civil War. McCorkle, General McCorkle.
McCorkle Jones.
General McCorkle Jones.
And then in step
of the
McCorkle
58th
Jones.
Regiment.
Oh my God, McCorkle just absolutely lit them up. McCorkle is on fire.
McCorkle to the end zone.
Did you see McCorkle?
You got McCorkle.
Oh, man.
I'm taking the
Better than
Pats.
you got Mossed.
I'm taking the Pats. He's got a McCorkle assist.
It's better than you got
The
Mossed.
Saints are getting McCorkle.
It's like getting Munson.
You got Mossed.
You got McCorkle.
McCorkle.
Oh yeah, you know what Bill Belichick did to Mac Jones?
Yeah,
Yeah,
McCorkle,
he got
McCorkle. McCorkle.
All right, I'm gonna go with New Orleans.
Taking the Saints, all right.
All right, next one. All right, the Donnie. This is one of the most heated rivalries in the entire NFL. Baltimore at Pittsburgh. The funny thing about these two is they always beat each other on the other team's field. And guess what? Baltimore is at Pittsburgh, and I'm picking Baltimore to continue the trend. I don't know what's going on with Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh
they've
looks
got
like dog shit.
They've got weapons on offense. Their front seven defense is very formidable. They don't look. I can't figure them out.
You know why? They thought,
I can't figure that
and
out.
I think the kid's a good player, but I just haven't seen him explode. The way a certain
Who
Steelers
the fuck
fan,
is the coordinator?
the way a certain Steelers fan, who you know very well too,
They hired Matt Patricia? The fuck
our
you guys idiot?
other brother described Najee Harris as going to be the next Ezekiel Elliott. Well, guess what? He has not been.
He is Ezekiel Elliott right now.
Yes, now, not the rookie Ezekiel Elliott. He is not.
He's him right now.
So they're not.
What is he doing less, I'd say.
And also, I think the quarterback is. I don't think he's bad. He's just young.
He's young.
Yeah, they're not.
But they got those Pickens, the receiver. The tight end's good.
And also, they are.
Freiermuth,
they got a decent offensive line.
Freiermuth.
And they do have. They have T.J. Watt and D.
Freiermuth is coming out of the boom.
Yeah.
I'm saying they've got players.
But so
Pittsburgh does not
also-
lack for talent.
But also, so is Baltimore.
I'm saying Baltimore's playing better right now. I got Baltimore in
I'm
this
taking
game
Baltimore.
in Pittsburgh.
Actually,
You know how
Pitt-
well Baltimore.
This is what happens. I just said. You know what I
Yeah, I know
said.
they beat
They
them.
always beat each other on the other team's field.
You're right. I'm going to go Baltimore because of that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Baltimore in that game.
And also, just because Pitt's not playing.
Now
well,
this one is very interesting. Philadelphia at the suddenly have a pulse. Los Angeles Rams.
I'm taking the Rams.
This might be where Philly loses.
This is
Think so?
And that Cooper Cup
Cooper
is
Kupp
practicing
is
with two,
back.
and those two receivers. We were talking about this last week. What these guys are doing. Cooper Cupp is
Commanders are
practicing.
throwing all over them.
I'm not telling you, but I'm saying the offense of the Rams has gotten a lot better.
You know-
But I'm saying the Commanders were throwing all over the Philly defense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Matt Stafford should be able to.
I think he can exploit it.
That would be a shame
Yeah.
if Philly was to lose.
Oh, that would be amazing. I would love it.
I would be so.
I would so much rather Dallas wins the
I
division.
got the Rams too. Right now, look at Philly has kind of been like getting away with some shit. They've been winning ugly. Philly, they've won ugly.
Let's also just say something.
But winning is winning. I'm not saying it's not. It matters. And by the way, they have a bullseye on their back because they're defending it.
Also, sorry.
That's all well and good.
I know I'm a guest on the show, but let's say something while we can, just so it's all. Philly sucks. Okay, the city sucks. The fans suck. Everything about Philly sucks. Okay, you guys suck, and you're gonna lose this week because you suck.
Suck. Can I just
City of brotherly
Can I
love,
just
my
say
ass.
this? Can I just say this though?
You know. I think you're holding too much in.
Me? Do you remember what you said
Get it out.
when
Get it
Nick
out.
when Nick
Come on,
Foles
don't
made
be
the
afraid to
Patriots?
talk about it. Let it out.
I-
We're here for you.
You know what the funniest thing about the Eagles is? They're the most losing team in the NFC East. They are the doormat of the NFC
You
East.
just let it all out. It's all that anger he's swallowing. You know, it's all that. That's the thing.
Actually, I'm not. We own Philly. Whenever we play Philly, we kick the shit out of it.
What we do in basketball.
Except for that one.
What? Philly did not
Fucking
go
Nick
last year.
Foles.
Oh, that was the Patriots.
Oh, you're talking about Dallas.
The Cowboys fucked it
He's
up.
not a Pats fan.
Sorry, when you said we, I thought you meant where you hailed from.
All right, so I got the Rams too. I think they're playing better.
I also just think Philly looks a little off this year.
They do.
They do.
They do.
Um,
Hold on, I haven't
yeah.
picked yet. I'm not. I'm gonna pick Philly.
No, I don't. That's not a bad pick. Philly's probably better than the Rams. I just think Philly looks a little off right now.
No,
you know, they've been
and
getting
I-
away with.
I agree with you.
They've been getting away with.
Yeah,
The
see,
thing
Philly
that
didn't
scares me
escape.
is what
They're
you talk.
dodging,
The receivers right now for the Rams, even without Cooper
Have
Kupp.
been filthy.
They're
filthy.
what is it? Puka Nakua?
Puka Nakua, who's up
Tutu Atwell?
Tutu Atwell's over.
And you gotta add Cooper Kupp.
And they also
Yeah.
have a running back like
Running back's
Kai
good.
Williams or
Yeah,
something
he's
that
solid.
like. So
And also,
yeah.
their coach is a good offensive coach. He always has been.
Show me.
Philly's defense is vulnerable.
I don't know
These
why
guys-
though. Did they lose somebody, or are they just
They
off
lost
the
a bunch
bunch?
of-
5 starters and a new coordinator.
Like it's
The front four is still intact.
That's too
But
bad.
by the way, they hired
feels like a
Matt.
dumb
By the way,
pick.
they hired Matt Patricia as a special assistant. So I'm just saying, at some point,
Fuck. Like
at some
that
point,
shit, that's what pisses me off.
at
about
some point,
professional
that's gonna rear
sports,
its ugly
the
head.
fact that people can just retread and suck.
No, what I don't get,
What's
why
up
is
with
it you
that?
can retread and suck? And also in today's world, they're making it acceptable. They're calling fat, the whole world's going crazy. Dogs and cats are living together. They're calling fat people beautiful. They're saying they're just all
Excuse
beautiful.
me, bitch.
I'm not talking about you. You don't walk around claiming you're beautiful.
That's true.
And they keep
Or
recycling
shirtless.
terrible quarterbacks and terrible players.
or shirtless,
Or shirtless.
and saying you're beautiful.
Yeah.
They're doing like
I'm saying I've seen some hefty people that are attractive.
There are some. I'm not saying there aren't, but I'm
There
just
are
saying.
some voluptuous women that are attractive, like Christina Hendricks, one of my favorites.
Who's that?
The redhead from
Oh, you know she is.
Mad Men.
Yeah. Made men, Mad Men.
She's not big.
She's voluptuous.
She's voluptuous.
She's
I didn't say she was
voluptuous.
big.
She's not
I didn't
big.
say she was big. I said
Right,
she
but
was
you
voluptuous.
can't. She's gorgeous. You can't throw
She's
her
not
in
big
with
bone.
what
She's-
we're talking about.
That's as big as I go, is all I'm saying.
All right.
She's not exactly tiny.
She's not. She's
She's
a handful.
She's
That's as big as I go.
She's ample.
Unless I'm drunk and I don't drink anymore, so that ain't gonna happen.
She puts the phrase "two hands" in multiple places. You need two hands.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with
You've
it.
got daughters.
I'm just saying. Anyway,
You got one.
so he likes.
I've
All right.
got two.
Sorry, so he likes
She's
Philly.
our age. We can
Pete and
talk.
I like the Rams. Move on. All right, now this one, Cincinnati. Talk about stumbling, rumbling, and bumbling. Cincinnati going to suddenly resurge in Arizona.
Oh man, does Cincinnati lose in Arizona?
I don't know.
Yikes.
Arizona's playing a lot better. They've been in every game pretty much.
No way.
The one time was at San Fran.
No.
Since
Cincy's winning.
Yeah, Cincy is the desperate team.
They fucking better win.
To me, if
That
Cincy
fucking
loses this
receiving
game,
core's
their
too
season.
good.
To me, if Cincinnati loses this game, they're like the Patriots.
It's
This
like the
season's
Pats,
over.
yeah.
This season's over.
Well,
because
also,
the desperate
you
team,
have to win.
You know what
have
the
to
problem?
win
No, we don't know. Seriously about Cincy, is Joe Burrow hurt?
He is.
Like,
we,
I mean-
we know that he is.
Yeah, but they're trying to downplay. He hasn't thrown a touchdown pass. I don't think
he's
this
hurt,
year.
without a doubt.
I don't think he has thrown
2
one.
weeks ago, he threw 2 to my guy.
Did he?
2 weeks ago.
But that's all he's got, right? Basically 2
Well,
touchdowns.
it was that game against Pittsburgh, and you can't even like Pittsburgh is.
Everybody likes Pittsburgh up lately.
Yeah, I mean,
Pittsburgh, if you think about it, the
but what I'm
Niners
saying
30, the
is
Texans
Joe
30.
Burrow is
them-
clearly off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Pittsburgh's
not like
team is getting
85%.
This
He's
was-
like 50%
This was
Joe
the
Burrow.
mistake that Cincy made, and we talked about it. Jamar Chase said it in the preseason.
Yeah.
As soon as he pulled his calf, they asked Jamar Chase like
What he thought.
he was doing a training camp interview like right off the side of practice. And they were like, "So what'd you tell Joe? Like, did you tell him get healthy?" And he was like, "Nah, I told him like it's okay if I don't see you till week 5."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamar knew.
He said that.
Because, and you guys are
It
allowed.
was a pulled calf. It's a
The
strained
most
calf.
dangerous injuries on a football field, ironically, are when no one hits you.
Yeah.
That's when you know you
That's
fucked up.
the same injury
Yeah.
that Aaron Rodgers got this summer.
When no one hits you.
And he pulled his calf,
Yeah.
and then boom, his.
I'll
fucking
never
Achilles.
forget Wes
Yeah.
Welker
What was he
coming
doing?
over
No,
the
yeah,
middle. and
deadlifting
Edelman-
and squats, and he's 38, and he's doing deadlifting and squats. That was really smart for a quarterback. You really need to be able to block linemen.
I know.
He wanted
That's
to be
good.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, that was real
He was trying
smart.
to be Jalen Hurts.
But-
Jalen Hurts is
But
23.
that's the, and again, Jamar Chase knows this. He saw that injury. He was on the field when it happened. He's like, oh, that ain't good.
The fact that the team,
I think they need to bench him to get him healthy. I'm just being honest. If he's that
but
hurt,
now benching him means their
The
season's
season's over. You
shot.
can't. You do that. You
what is the record now?
1-3.
They're
If they
almost
lose-
shot anyway.
If they
lose
no,
this
no,
week,
because
right,
if
but-
they win, they're 2-3 through the AFC.
No, I'm saying if they
he's
lose
gonna
this
be
week,
muddled.
they're really fucked.
But if they sit him,
They've
there,
got to
they're gonna
win.
lose.
If they sit and they lose, they're not beating that team.
I'm just saying, I don't know.
Arizona's playing.
If he's really hurt, and you know he is, do you really want to risk his career?
You got to
Because if you lose him for the whole season,
If he
because
tears-
it gets
Again,
tears
we
his
don't
Achilles or
know.
Yeah, if he tears that
We don't
Achilles-
know. Again, we don't know how the severity of it. He obviously he's well enough to play.
I know, but do you remember what was the game?
He's got to get cleared
What was the
medically.
game where they lost and on the sideline he had the massage thing on his calf?
It's
It was
clearly
the
not.
third game, 2 weeks ago.
I think it might have been. Yeah.
So
And,
well,
he's
look,
and by the way, we all know why he's playing. He signed that crazy ass big
Yeah.
contract. He's not going to sit out because he doesn't want to hear that shit.
Right.
No.
It's the last thing anybody wants to
well,
hear.
but look, I mean, I'm
But
saying-
for his own health, I
we
think
don't know.
he might need to.
Look, he could also go off this game. Look, Cincinnati doesn't lack for weapons.
That's my point.
They have
He's
the
won-
fire. If Cincinnati drops the 40 on these guys Sunday, I wouldn't be surprised.
I
because
wouldn't-
they have that kind of.
I
talent.
wouldn't either. I'm just surprised
So,
they haven't done it
it's a
yet.
quick-
They're
no,
1-3, and they haven't lit up anybody.
No.
Even in their win, they
But again,
really
they played
lit
some
up.
division opponents. Cleveland's got a very good defense. I mean, they played some good
Cleveland.
defense. They have played some good defense.
Cleveland, when I watched them, I think it was against Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
They looked like the hardest hitting defense.
Oh, the defense looked great.
Dude,
They were hitting people.
last year they shut the Dolphins' offense down. They knocked it. I'm telling you,
Did they?
Yeah, and it was in Cincy. It was a Thursday night game.
Don't worry, they're going to
was
trade away. They're going to get you a record.
Yeah. Anyway.
and trade away to Sean Watson.
So we've all got. Well, I've got Cincinnati. You've got Cincinnati.
Against Arizona,
Yeah.
is it in Arizona?
It's in Arizona.
I'm taking Arizona.
Okay.
I got Cincy.
I'm going with Cincy. Next
I thought you
one.
said no way.
By the way,
I don't think. I'm just now that we just talked about. I don't think Joe Burrow's right, and if he's not right,
I think
they're
he-
not going to play well.
I think this is the game he gets right.
If he gets right,
because
they're going to be dangerous.
because for one reason, everybody knows if they lose this game, their season is
It
over.
is done.
It's done.
I think it might be because I don't think he's healthy.
Anyway, next one. This is another interesting one because normally 1-3 versus 1-3 doesn't get you in tantalized, but it is Denver. It is the Jets at Denver, the revenge game. Those of you who are living on the moon,
Jets
don't never heard of the whole Peyton, Sean Payton. This is the worst coaching performance I've ever witnessed in my life.
in the history of the NFL.
In the history of the NFL, and the guy won 4 games. And Tom and I were laughing about that statement, going, there have been a couple teams that didn't win a game all season. And this guy had the worst coaching job in NFL history. Like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he's not even close. No.
And now you lose 70.
So then he get 70 dropped on his head.
70 dropped on his head. It's almost 700 yards of offense.
And this sick fuck is still not satisfied. It's like, no! I want him raked over the coals.
I told him I will not pick.
I want his nuts. I want his nuts stomped on by Aaron Donald every Sunday. That's what he wants.
Well, actually, though, let's face it. Is it in Denver this week?
It's in Denver. So the altitude's gonna play right there. Zach Wilson, by the way, if
played
the best game he's ever played against a very formidable Chiefs defense. He did well.
In prime time.
Denver's defense? What the fuck happened to them? They went from elite to what? Who the fuck are you? I mean, look at the last 3 games they played.
Do you think this is the week that the kid gets off the pot?
I think the Jets win this game.
I think so too. Yeah. I think they do because
because the Jets defense is still elite. And look at Wilson's played well. This is not on
he's
Russell
getting
Wilson.
better.
He's played
he's
well
better.
pretty much all
his
season.
Teammates are backing him. His teammates are
he's
getting
talking
him.
about
Russell Wilson has played better for Denver this year.
Yes,
he's not the problem.
Last year he was terrible.
He's not the problem. That defense went from elite to what the fuck. Think about this. Redskins 33 points they gave up at home. They gave up 70 to the Dolphins. They gave up 30 last week to Chicago. 28 to Chicago last week. I mean, they haven't stopped anybody.
No. And I think the Jets got enough weapons.
I don't know what happened to that defense because technically the personnel. Well, they jettisoned the Gregory. They got rid of his ass because of his attitude. So maybe because he was underperforming. I don't know.
Don't they have a decent tailback too? The Jets.
They have receivers.
They got Brees Hall and Dalvin Cook.
They have Dalvin Cook.
And Brees Hall.
Yeah, and
Brees Hall's better than Dalvin.
And Garrett Wilson, the receiver, is a stud.
Brees Hall might run for $150 on this team.
He might.
I think they're gonna. I'm gonna go with the Jets.
I'm going with the Jets in this one. I think this is when they get off the mat.
Yes.
Then we've got now this one. Oh God, Kansas City at Minnesota. Minnesota is doing exactly what I said they were going to do. So
that was way off.
And Kansas City, this is a get-right game for Kansas City's offense because Minnesota's defense is among the worst in the league. They can't stop a nosebleed. They really can't. This is a get-right game for Kansas City. I think this is where Mahomes throws 4 touchdown passes and probably 300 yards easy. So hopefully all to Pacheco. I'm going with Kansas City in this one.
I'm going with Kirk Cousins sucks, and he's going to lose to Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Now,
Cowboys,
Niners. All right.
Ooh.
This is the game of the week, maybe the game of the year. This is going to be this is Donnie in the. This is Donatello Esteban. What's on line 1? This is him. This is that dude. We're going to get his last name. What was the name we gave him?
Brookhouse?
Brickhouse. No, Brickenstein. Brickenstein.
Is that what we said?
It was Donatello Esteban Brickenstein.
Brickenstein.
And that is what this game is going to be. You have 2 elite defenses, 2 offenses with a shit house full of weapons on both sides. But the thing is, these defenses are so damn good, okay, it might be a 21-20 game. And to me, it's going to be something like that. This is going to be nip and tuck the whole way. And it comes down to the same thing it's always come down to. Which quarterback is going to play better? So, but we have a Dallas Cowboy fan in the house tonight. So I want him. What does Dallas have to do? Give me 3 things they got to do to beat this team Sunday night.
They only really need to do one thing. Because we only understand what I say.
Yeah.
Game record just has to be game record. Mm-hmm. If he is, and Dallas's offensive line plays well enough, when I say well, I know they're facing a very formidable front.
Arguably the best in all.
Literally, right, and I know that.
Yeah.
But that is an intact offensive line.
Get 2, Donatello.
And they have what's his name playing. He's been running well. I think he's second in the league in points. Pollard.
Yeah, he's rolling.
I think he's second in the league. I'm not going to take anything away from the Niners. They've beaten them twice already in a row. I think beating anybody this good 3 times in a row is tough to do.
It is.
And I also think Dak's due to beat these guys. I'm going with Dallas because I think Micah Parsons is going to have a career day. I think he's going to get to Brock Purdy, and that's going to fuck them up.
How do you feel about that theory?
So, I don't put much stock in the whole beating a team 3 times, but I believe that the Cowboys are going to win this game.
Because?
Because they should have beat him in the playoffs too. If Dak played 75% of what he played, I think they would have beaten them. And he really hasn't tried to be the hero this year. They lost to Arizona because Arizona was just tougher than them. I think they underestimated them. I think they're going to go on hype and they're going to beat the Niners.
You ain't gonna look this way. Neither one of these teams is looking past each other. It ain't happening. They're all.
Here's the deal. The thing that's not being talked about, because it hasn't. If we're being honest, it really hasn't been exploited yet, and that's because of who they faced the last 2 weeks. Neither team really exploited it. I think this is where the Diggs loss really kills Dallas, because they have not seen an offense like this either. They not even fucking close. They haven't seen. When I look at the 3 or 4 offenses they shut down, not one of them is worth a squirt of piss right now. Not one of them. And then look, Dallas did what they were supposed to do, but nobody. Okay, maybe Breece Hall may be the one guy of those 3 offenses that might make it to a Pro Bowl out of 3 fucking teams. That's it. This is a whole different animal they're facing Sunday night. They have not seen a back like McCaffrey. They haven't seen 2 wideouts like these 2. And
they saw him in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, but I think San Fran is better this year than they were last year, because they got McCaffrey at midseason.
The same thing about Dallas.
I don't think Dallas is better. I think Dallas' competition.
Dallas added. What's his name?
I think Dallas' competition.
Dallas added Gilmore and they added Cooks.
I'm saying Dallas is not. Look at their competition. Look who they've beat. Okay,
Oh,
one team who didn't have anywhere near a passing attack like this ran the ball at them, which San Fran can also do, and they exploited them awfully.
That is a worry.
Arizona could not do in the air what San Fran could do to them in the air. It's not even close.
No,
it's not even close.
Without a doubt.
And the thing is, this is where not having Diggs is going to kill them, because I got news for you. There's no way the Dallas secondary can cover these 3. And I got news for you. San Fran's offensive line is top 5. And Trent Brown is the best left tackle in the NFL.
But
they are not going to get to this guy the way they got to everybody else.
Yeah, but you do agree that San Fran has not seen a pass rush like Dallas has yet either. They have not.
Pittsburgh's front 7 was supposed to be very full. They made it look like nothing in Pittsburgh. They shut them down.
Here's one thing I'll say about San Fran. The Giants could have beat them. The Giants played them tight for 3.5 quarters.
Probably because San Fran was like, it's the Giants. And and Saquon isn't here. Yeah, they did not. That was more San Fran going, it's the Giants. And then in the 4th quarter, I'm like, hey, we're gonna stop fucking around. It was over. That was what that was.
Who has San Fran beat?
They went into Pittsburgh and won 30-7.
Pittsburgh stinks.
Better record than the Giants.
Okay.
And that was on the road. You want San Fran's record? Hold on, we can pull it up. We have the power of technology. Let's see. They beat the Rams.
That's a decent
Without Cooper Cup?
That's a good one.
Okay.
It's a good one.
The Rams are good.
They didn't have Cooper Cup.
Yeah, but the 2 guys the Rams do have are 2 of the top 10 receivers in the NFL right
Cooper
now.
Cup is one of the top receivers.
Yeah, but the 2 guys that are his replacement, they're more than making up for Cooper. Last year they sunk.
Just saying they didn't have him.
I'm saying they've drafted well.
Who else? The Cardinals.
They beat the Cardinals 35-16 in Arizona. Dallas, who lost there. Their first 2 wins were at Pittsburgh and at Los Angeles. Then they ho-hummed the Giants 30-12. Didn't show up.
So they haven't really played anybody either.
The Rams are.
The Rams are okay.
The Rams are better than anybody Dallas has seen.
That's not saying much.
That's true.
They're both
and by the way, Dallas lost to Arizona by 19. These guys slapped Arizona by 19.
No doubt.
So
but I just think a lot of the stuff that you're saying about Dallas could be said about the Niners.
There's a difference. The Niners aren't missing a guy like that on their defense.
That's true.
I'm saying the difference in this game is going to be this is where they miss him, because the teams they played between couldn't exploit that.
Yeah, but
they couldn't exploit it. This team can, and they will.
Yeah, but the kid that's coming in from isn't exactly a chump.
I didn't say he was a chump, but the fact is, Pete, we don't know what he is because neither of the 2 offenses he faced could do anything about it.
We know he's already got 2 picks this year, and he had 6 last year.
Again,
he's pretty good.
Again, the offense that he saw.
Yeah, he's a hell of a cornerback. I don't know. I'm not comparing. Diggs is better. It's a better corner, but
although he showed some tendency to get burned every now and then.
Yeah, he does. And this kid, you saw what he did to the fucking Patriots. He took the pick 6 and like he was.
That was
yeah. That was him. So no, this guy's a clown.
Yeah, but I
This
mean,
guy's
but
a
Mac
Keyword,
Jones,
keyword,
Mac-
I'm not comparing
Patriots,
the two.
Mac
not
Jones
Niners.
handed him.
Yeah,
Mac
basically-
Jones was like, "Hey, I'm doing it again. I'm doing
Here
it
it comes.
again."
I get it.
Here comes the
I get
meatball.
it. I'm just saying, when you get a pick six, it's still a pick six.
No doubt.
You know?
Hey, who's got you in fantasy?
He
I owe him a favor.
I mean, he read it, and also, like I
Cowboys
said,
defense for 6.
and also, you gotta remember, he had, like I said, he had 6 picks last year. It's not like it's new to him. This guy can play.
You guys both
Dallas,
got.
Dallas,
You guys. I
Dallas.
got the Niners. Okay, so which brings us to Monday night. What do I do with Monday night? Let me see here. The last game of the week.
Is it Vegas and somebody?
It's Vegas at the Raiders. No, I'm sorry. It's Vegas at the Raiders. It's Green Bay at the Raiders. Now, this is interesting because we're hearing rumors that Mr. Devontae Adams is not happy. The one defensive player, Crosby, was also he's not happy, and they're not happy with the head coach. There are rumblings
And
out
also,
there
you know something,
in the desert.
I think
Rumbling.
I think the
I don't think it's
it's the
rattlesnakes.
Packers, right? You said
They're playing the
Yeah.
Packers.
the Packers haven't been playing terrible, which you would love. They've been playing great,
And
they've
the
been playing
Raiders'
terrible.
defense is a sieve. They could run all over
Fucking
them,
Raiders,
and I hope they do. But
So the last time we saw the Packers, though.
They had Aaron Jones back then.
yeah, they
The
have.
last time we saw Packers, man, do you remember what they did in Green Bay?
That was
against
Detroit,
the
though.
Lions?
Who was
I
one
know,
of
but they no-showed.
Yeah.
They
Lions are
no-showed.
better.
I just don't see the Raiders being
Lions are
good
better,
though
though.
either, and the Raiders are fucking terrible.
I think Green Bay's going to win this game.
The Raiders are at home though.
I do. The Raiders can't
They got
stop
Jimmy
a
G back.
nosebleed.
He's
Is
beautiful.
Vegas really a home, though?
They have Jimmy G.
It is if you're a gambler.
Right, but it's like, so like all the Raiders fans from California fly.
I think the Raiders fans at this point are going, "What the fuck? How do we have all these damn
Jimmy G's out of concussion protocol.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's back. He's so hot right now.
So hard.
I mean, with the
Patriots
Lions-
fans hated Jimmy G because he was better looking than Brady.
Okay, so
that
I'm gonna pick the Raiders because I think this is a game where Josh Jacobs will finally sink his
This is
teeth
the
into
game
a
where
shit
AJ
defense.
Dillon finally shows up. They run doggies over there after the end zone.
I'm gonna
Are
go.
you starting AJ Dillon?
I'm waiting to see what happens.
All right. Well, if he starts AJ Dillon, then the Raiders will definitely win, and AJ Dillon will run for 7.5 yards.
That would be more than you ran for last week.
I'm going with Aaron. I'm going to go with Aaron Jones running the tailback.
Yeah,
for Green Bay.
he's back. He's going to start.
And he's
But
gonna
he's going to get him in the
start.
red zone there and actually be in their game plan. They're going to get down.
I'm gonna go Green Bay. He'll be
Green
hurt in
Bay.
the first quarter.
Green Bay. Anyway, that is our show for this week. Because I don't think we're going to segment 2, but we'll see. Of course, we have nowhere to beat them all. Anyway, but
I do.
What? You're not taking the test.
I got to drive her to the fucking test.
How
at
far are we
6
talking about here?
It's 5 minutes, but I got to wake up at 6:30.
You don't sound like it.
I got to wake up at 6:30. I got to
5
take
minutes.
my daughter to a driving test. I got to pick her up an hour later. Then I got to come home and drive to fucking Charlottesville for the UVA
So I
William
guess-
and Mary football game.
Pete and I are going to be back for segment 2 because I'm going to blast a certain ESPN analyst today for absolute just idiocy. And by the way,
She's gonna see it.
she will see it.
Oh, I knew it was a woman.
She will see
He's
it.
always blasting the women.
No, it's not a woman.
Women. Oh, it's not.
No, this is not a woman.
Who is it?
It's Dan Graziano.
You're going to
Oh,
blast a
reporter.
fellow Paisano.
I'm gonna let him have it. I'm gonna let him have it. This was one of the most negligent comments I've ever heard in my life, and we're gonna talk about it in segment 2 because honestly, when you hear it, you're gonna think and go, actually, that is kind of ridiculous. Because Dan Graziano is smarter than this. That's the problem. So, because he clearly did not do all the research on it. Because if he did, he would have never said this. Anyway, we'll be back for segment 2. Hopefully, Tom's with us, but we'll see.
Of course, I'll be here.
Tom's gonna be
You should
here.
roll one up.
Tom has to talk me off the ledge. But anyway, we'll see you guys. He said, hey, by the way, it is Freestyle Friday, so grab a frother. We might find Yoda or Joe Booze over there, and we'll see you guys in just a few minutes.
Yeah, by the way, guys, 38-3. Tom Brady is retired.
No one cares.